Hello, welcome to the second tutorial of First Steps with TheEye. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to expand our workflow by adding an approval task. An approval task is a task inside the workflow that stops the flow and prevents tasks from keeping executing until its approval. This is very helpful to validate and confirm that the action will be correct, or if a human intervention is needed. In order to add an approval task to an existing workflow, we'll edit the workflow we've done in the previous tutorial and we'll add a new approval task. We'll write approval example and choose the specific approvers. We can choose, for example, one or more users to have access to. Right now, I only have one single user. Also, with other options, we can choose the workflow starter. And you can also choose the workflow assignee to have the approver be determined through API, which is more complex, or we can choose to determine it dynamically. To make it easier, we will choose specific approvers and confirm. We create the approval task and connect it by deleting these connections. We connect the approval task to the second task, which is the copy one. We reorganize the workflow to keep it ordered. And then we save it. If we execute it, we need to name it, for example, as John, and confirm all changes. Once the task is approved, the workflow will keep on being executed. This new notification tab will show that the task is on hold, which means that it's waiting for its approval. If we approve it, we click on the outcome and the input changes. We will see a JSON object instead of the input parameters we previously filled in. This object contains the email, the ID, and the username of the user who approved the task. However, in order to see Hi John like before, we must edit our approval task, which right now does not have any inputs. We can create a copy from another task by clicking on the Copy Arguments from Another Task button and choosing the source task to copy arguments from. In this case, we can choose either the Hello World task or its copy. We close the prompt and now we'll see that the arguments have been copied. We apply the changes and execute it again with a different name, like George. If we click right here, we can see executed an ongoing task inside the workflow. This yellow clock means there's a pending task that we have to enable. If we choose to ignore it, the job will continue to have the yellow clock icon signaling that approval is needed. Any assignee can enable the task. Now, if we click the icon, we'll see once again the approval prompt. We can now approve the task and check the output once it's executed. The output is Hi George, which means the input was sent. We can also see a new input box that contains the approver information as previously shown that can be used as input for this or the next task in the workflow. Moreover, All the input received in this task is passed straight and works as input for the next task. And that's it. In the next tutorial, we'll learn how to export and import workflows.